this is not necessarily my people, but I'm gonna go in there and maximize opportunity, right? Even if it's just me, and a lot of times it was just me. But if I can make it, right? If I can infiltrate the space, if I can gain the influence, if I can earn and gain the leadership when there's a younger Christian coming up or a younger Ron coming up, right? Then now I make it easier for them. Now they have a big brother they can lean on. Now there's a big sister they can lean on, right? And I think a lot of times we shy away from, okay, yes, this is going to be a difficult path being one of one. But when you become one of one, don't just leave it at one of one. Make it two of two. Make it three.
Ooh, hold on, man. That boy preaching, man. Hey, giving a sermon in this mother. Hey, talk heavy, bro. Welcome back to episode 20, man. I know it's been a minute, y'all. I know I've been slacking. It's been about 2 years since the last podcast, but I got y'all a special guest, man. Welcome my brother CMac to the pod.
Well, first off, let me say this.
Talk to me, gang. How you feeling?
Excuse me, don't interrupt me, okay? I know this is I know this is your platform. I know this is the Ryan Leatch podcast, but you don't interrupt me. You've had 19 previous episodes. Just me being on here alone makes this the best episode. You are my brother. Okay, you do great work. We do love the Ryan Leatch Network. Okay, but you show some respect. Okay, I should have.
It's Stephen A.
You really should have let me open up your podcast. Right? I should have done it. I should have done an introduction. Okay, so this is episode 20. This is CMac. Okay, it's been a minute, but your boy is here. Okay, and I got a special guest, and Ryan Leatch. That's how the show should have started. Not you coming out here with these weak ass sound effects, okay, and then whatever else you want to do. It should have started with me, and that's all I gotta say.
Hey, y'all see he gonna bring the energy, bro. My brother gonna bring the energy every time. That's what I'm trying to hear, man. Talk to me, bro. How long you been working ESPN? Just introduce yourself. Where you from? How long you been doing it for? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. So obviously, me and Ron worked together at the Four Letters. That's what I call it. Been there. Yep. Coming up on 2 years being there. Really 2.5. I did basically my last college semester. I was an intern at. It was an on-site internship, right? So I did that at ESPN, and so had a lot of great experience. And then came back full time in August of 2023. Right. So coming up on 2 years full time. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. It's a flyover state, so some of the viewers, I know you're from Texas. They may not know what Kansas City is, but I always say home of Patrick Mahomes, home of the Chiefs. Okay,
the GOAT.
From Kansas City, and now we got to claim Connecticut as home. So been up here going on 2 years, man. So super excited to be on here. Love Ryan, bro. He's a solid dude, man. Great dude, and just an honor to be on here.
Appreciate you, bro. Now let's break it down for the audience. Let's go back one step. How did you get that ESPN Next? It's the ESPN Next internship you got, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But aspiring people who trying to get on, bro, how did you get that internship? And just talk to me about that process.
It all comes down to faith, right? You know, for me, the most thing you got to do, you got to put God first, and then after that, I'm always about confidence and preparation, right? And so when those three things align, you're able to do a lot of great things. You know, for me, a lot of people don't know it. You know, I applied for the ESPN Next internship, and the first time around, I was a finalist my junior year, and they told me no, right? And I didn't understand it. You know, I was in my feelings. You know what I'm saying? The whole 9 yards. But then that second year, because I was so impressive, at least in my junior year when I was applying, my senior year, you know, they asked me to interview again. I was like, man, what's the whole point? I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to get rejected again. You know, it was a spirit of fear. And I think once the spirit of faith kind of took over, I was confident in my preparation. And then that's when it led out to having another great interview, a little bit more accurate of what I, should be saying in interviews and taking those pointers and the feedback. Did a really good job of interviewing. And then when I came up for the internship, it was like I knew it was like in the G League. Like
I already knew what it was.
I'm in the G League. This is my summer league, right? In a sense, and I'm trying to go out there and average a triple double. And my goal was to provide so much value that they couldn't say no, right? To make such an impact that they couldn't say no. Make sure my name ring bells so they couldn't say no.
Hey, talk heavy, man. Let me hit that. Let me hit it. Talk heavy, guys.
So talk heavy. So that's what it comes down to, man. So faith, confidence, preparation. That's what I try to live by.
Amen, bro. Well said. What was some of the things you did at your college before ESPN when you was applying? What was some of the things you were like, I got to get this on my resume. This don't look good. They got to hire me. What's some of the things that you had on your resume coming into the internship?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was getting, linear or in layman's terms, television and behind the scenes production, right? So there was luckily, I graduated from University of Missouri, and so we had a student-led NBC affiliated news station. So it was easy,
stepping, bro.
right? Yeah,
Missouri be stepping,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. So it was easy to, go at the news station and get involved with the sports program, right? I was doing sportscasts, I was writing, I was cutting video, right into the video, and then I would have like a 5-minute segment in the newscast, once out of the week to do that, right? So that's a lot of great experience. And then obviously on the news side, with the coursework, like it was your job to come in there and be a PA, do the prompter, and then by your junior senior year, right, you will actually be producing the newscast in the student led.
Wow.
Right. So that's a lot of great experience. So for
that
me,
is.
and I think as a minority, to make it more specific for this podcast, right, it's not being intimidated of infiltrating those spaces. A lot of times, as us Black people, we go into these spaces and we don't see another Ryan or another, Christian, and we like, oh man, like I don't know if it's for me, or now I'm not gonna take advantage of that opportunity, or I'm not gonna go in there and really shine my light because it's not my comfort level, right? Versus like, no, okay, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna read the room, understand that this is not necessarily my people, but I'm gonna go in there and maximize opportunity, right? Even if it's just me, and a lot of times it was just me. But if I can make it, right, if I can infiltrate the space, if I can gain the influence, if I can earn and gain the leadership when there's a younger Christian coming up or a younger Ron coming up, right? Then now I make it easier for them. Now they have a big brother they can lean on. Now there's a big sister they can lean on, right? And I think a lot of times we shy away from, okay, yes, this is going to be a difficult path being one of one. But when you become one of one, don't just leave it at one of one. Make it two of two. Make it three.
Hold on, man. That boy preaching, man. Hey, giving a sermon in this mother. Hey, talk heavy, bro. Go ahead. Don't let me go.
For real. Yeah. And so that's just what it is, man. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, well said. And that's one of the things I admire about you for sure. Because that's something I had to learn how to do. Like you stepped right, as far as I know, you know what I'm saying? As far as I knew, you stepped right into the newsroom, bro. And you be your exact self in every room, every situation. You know what I'm saying? You don't let you be in a predominantly white space change who you is. And that's something I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? I came into ESPN, I was like, let me just fit in, bro. Like, especially my department, bro. You know how it is. It's way, it's older folks, hella white, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me just fit in. Let me not shake the boat. You know what I'm saying? Especially I'm coming in. I'm from the South. We from the South. I'm talking country, you know what I'm saying? I got a strong accent. So I'm like, let me just get by to get by. And it took me some months, almost a year to get real comfortable and be like, bro, I just got to be myself. You know what I'm saying? I can't code switch. I can't try to change anything. So that's always something I admire about you. Like you always come in, you're gonna be yourself regardless of who's in the room.
And it's growing pains with that, right? When I was, this is basically, well, not even basically, this is literally my first job outside of college. Obviously, I worked other jobs, but this is now a career, right? This isn't Walmart. We're not punching, and no disrespect to anybody that may be.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure.
Whatever, because if you working at Walmart, you hustling, that's dope, right? Whatever. I respect that. It's just levels to what you have to perform, right? When you have a career, your whole life is centered around your career in some capacity, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And so for me, this is my career is now presented to me out of college, and I still, in a sense, had a college mindset, or I didn't have fully the professional mindset. I was still naive, right? So I thought coming in early, right? Pitching ideas. That's a big thing in media, right? Pitching ideas, doing all those things would carry me, but not realizing like, man, there's so much politics. That is in those spaces. So I'm not always able to be CMac. That's what they call me at work. Am I pretty much always my authentic self? Yes. But I had to learn how to read the room first, learn how to navigate the politics, understand, man, as Black people, we are set apart, but how does that look in a corporate space? How is that
Yeah.
received in a corporate space?
Yeah.
How does other Black people receive you in a corporate space? That's a
Fact.
lesson, right? You know, how do you bridge the generational communication gap? You know,
Yep.
and
Yep.
all of that, bro. And so it's just so many growing pains that I had in my first year. Was like, no, I never lost who I was. I just had
Yep.
to learn how to navigate the minefield, right? And
Yep.
there were times, bro, like, you know, my first year, you know, I was working at nights at the time. Like I would literally be driving to work, like in tears, crying, bro, like not
Yeah.
understanding like how to figure it out. Why is it not working? Why am I not being
Yeah.
liked in this department? Why are certain leaders knowing I'm crushing it, but why are they putting obstacles for me to whatever?
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And
You
so
you talking the real right now.
it comes down to, you know, towards the back end of my first year, and especially now in the second year or whatever, I had to make peace with the fact that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be
Yeah.
very, very hard, but I have
Yeah.
to infiltrate the space. And over
Facts,
time,
bro.
it will become easier. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so it's hard, bro. It's very, very hard. And you know,
Yeah, yeah. You touched on a key point too. It's not losing yourself. I'm glad you said that. It's not losing yourself, but it's knowing your audience, sometimes knowing your room. You can't be around your, you know what I'm saying? You can't
right,
be all the time, but you can always be yourself. You can always never change, never try to put on a person. Don't do something that ain't you, that you ain't comfortable with.
right.
Hey, but we could go on and on, bro. But
Yeah, for
just for the
sure.
people that just describe your job, your title, and what you do at ESPN.
Absolutely. I'm a content associate at ESPN. Basically, you know, I work in production. So cut a lot of the video, sound for the 2 o'clock Sports Center. Me and Ronald work on that show together. But
Yes, sir.
basically, in my time,
2P.
basically my time production is basically what you kind of do in college, right? You're working with VOs, SOTs, more high level stuff as far as montages. You know what I'm saying, and things that nature. I don't want to get too technical on here, but behind the scenes, creating video, pitching ideas, and then as you get more experience in my role, you get to touch more of those creative elements, right? So I got a homie that I work with right now. Allen Iverson's 50th birthday is on Saturday, right? So we created
Wow.
this whole time piece, right, with video, music,
Wow.
throwback shots, you know,
Yeah.
interviews from different
Practice. We talking
teams,
about
all that,
practice?
yeah, all of that, like throwing all of those things into this
Yeah.
piece, right? So it's not just a simple VO. Now you're getting to the next level things. It's like, oh, like that's ESPN. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's what I do. Really enjoy the job. And it's always, you know, for me, every day is how can I push the envelope to go higher? How can I push the
Yeah.
envelope to do more? Right. And so love the job, but there's just so much more out there to be done.
Amen, bro. Let's speak on that. What is your old? I know you do some. You do in front of the camera. You got your own podcast. Shout out to the Mama Knows Best podcast. Y'all
Yeah.
subscribe to that. We
Yeah.
dropping
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
link. Y'all
Yeah.
subscribe to that. But what's your ultimate goal? I see you do a lot of podcasts and stuff. I know next level, you a content associate right there. What would be the next thing? Would that be content producer? Or are you trying to do a on-air transition? What do you think is your next step right now?
Yeah, I think for me, I had to give a faith-based answer, right? And so not trying to
Amen.
offend nobody on
Okay.
that, but for me, our first job is we're called to be laborers, right? And so for me, I've always had like a service spirit, but as I progressed in my faith, I really understood that like my life is going to be built around serving, right? And that not only plays at in your career, it plays at home, right? So my number one job, right, is to serve the Lord, but then I have my girl living here, and it's going to eventually be my wife, and it's like, okay, how do I serve
Amen.
her? Right? How do I serve, you know, her family? How do I serve my family? And so like that serving mindset bleeds out at home, and then you have to carry that into your work from what you're doing at work. And so for me, I'm able to serve in some small capacity with production. Production a little bit different because it's always, you know, either reacting to news or pushing the news forward, right? So
Yeah.
it's a lot of busy work, right? And so for me, I want to work in this department called ESPN Next, where you're
Okay.
able to basically, for the audience out there that doesn't know what we're doing internally, is a program that works with the entry level people, that develops them, and basically, you know, hires, develops, and trains the entry level people in production. And so for me, I just want to get into a role where I'm able to serve, bro, like that. And
Amen,
so
bro.
I love the podcast. In reality, yeah, that podcast meal in my mama, would I want to do that full time? Absolutely. That would be awesome. But if I ever made it big with that, I would actually leave ESPN and be a full-time teacher, bro. Like my dream, I would be a teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to be a high school teacher. Unfortunately, I think that there's more opportunity for us at the four letters, right? And in media and where it's going. But you know, if I ever made it big with doing something with my mama and our podcast or whatever, I would want to.
Hey, y'all doing y'all thing, man. Y'all doing y'all thing, bro. Y'all
100%.
gotta check it out. Dope podcast. Him and his mama kicking it, real cool vibes, man. Just talking, just real talk that you be having with your mama, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real talk. But bro, y'all see my man is mature, bro. How old is you for the audience, bro?
Man, just turned 24, man. So get a little bit older.
24. Yeah, and he already learning stuff, bro. What you say, my fault, bro?
No, I said I wish I was still 21. I used to love when I used to come to these things and I was 21. Now I'm getting 24. I'm like, God dang, bro. Like,
bro, you still young, bro. And you already accomplished, bro. You already got the right mindset. He learning stuff at 24 that I'm learning that I had to learn at 26, y'all. It's like you gotta have that servant mindset. I'm glad you brought that up because you ambitious. I'm ambitious. A lot of people are ambitious, bro. It's like when you get in that ambitious mindset, you only think about what you want. You like, bro, I got to get this job, then I got to do this, then I got to do this. You want your own goals and you want it at your own timing.
Right.
Put God first. Like you said, have that servant attitude and be like, I want God's will in my life. I don't want it for me. I want what God wants for me. Yeah. So that's something I had to learn at an older age, 25, 26. I'm like, I'm trying to do it my way, yo. I'm trying to force it. I'm trying to go about it, do it my way. Let me take a step back and do it God's way.
Yeah, that's you got to be part Russell Westbrook, part Kawhi Leonard. You got to have that energy. You got to have that tenacity. You got to have that mindset.
Yeah,
his mindset is phenomenal. But then you also had to be able to take from Kawhi Leonard game and being efficient, being a two-way player, being versatile, picking your spots, right? And so for us, I'm not saying for everyone out there that you have to just always serve or if you want to be on camera or you want to do something that's not necessarily pertain to serving someone or a group of people every single day that makes you selfish. No, you have to be selfish to even get to where you want to go to serve. Right. But even if you're on air, whatever you do, bro, whatever your career choice may be, if it's being a manager at Walmart, bro, try to put on us. Try to put somebody that looks like you. You know what I'm saying? And so I think for the Black community, man, if we want to get back to being, prominent and having that family structure and that success that we know that we are, because we are the ones that's gifted and the ones that are set apart. We have to not forget about the ones that's coming next, bro. We can't forget.
You gotta put your homies on. Gotta put your people on.
Got to the right ones.
Not everybody.
Yeah, because I do hate some niggas. I ain't gonna lie. I do hate some niggas. I do. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm gonna keep it real. I do hate some niggas. The YNs, I'm good on them, bro. I'm good on the YNs, bro. Yeah.
Man, but listen, man, y'all talking to two people. Y'all heard from CMac himself. He got rejected by the first ESPN Next program he did. I never got accepted. You know what I'm saying? That's something I tried to do. Like you said, my junior, senior year of college, I never got in. My first 2 years, never could get in. Had to do the Disney college program. So if you watching this, bro, know it's one closed door lead to another open door, bro. It's so ways in. You're not always gonna get it your first time. So I just wanted the viewer to pick that up, bro. That's something definitely gotta hear.
Am I gonna be invited on at least talk about the series?
Because we
got it. That gotta be a whole separate episode. We definitely gotta do a finals recap. We gotta
get one. We gotta get one maybe after game 2.
We have to.
Too much.
We gotta. That'd be perfect. Maybe after every 2 games, we gotta get some little. I'm requesting to come on here and talk after every 2 games.
Run that, bro. Run that.
Yeah.
Man, I know you got to go, bro. Tell the people where they could find you, your YouTube, your social media, man. We're going to drop it, all the links in the comment right here under my finger, man. Where can they find you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I want you guys to follow the MKB Sorta page, and that's the hashtag, again, MKB, and then Sorta, all one word, I guess. That it's going to be on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. So follow that. We're going to have Ryan on eventually. And get him on there,
you talking about me taking him. I still ain't been on his podcast, y'all.
And
I still ain't been on his podcast.
Yeah, man. We've been acting too Hollywood lately. You know what I'm saying? We've been moving around. So we gonna get him on there. But Nah, appreciate coming on here, man. We're gonna be on here, man. Stay tuned, man. This is a little quick episode, but we got some stuff. Me and Ryan got some stuff cooking, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
man.
on
It
here.
was
We got
just
some
the
stuff
intro,
cooking.
man.
Yeah.
Let y'all meet CMac, see how you get down, man. This is just
absolutely.
the intro, man. We finna get to it. Episode 20. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, all of that. We gonna be back, man. We gonna get right consistent. And for the people wondering why I took a 2-year break, we gonna answer that next pod, man. Let's get it, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Love you, boy.
Love.